Everybody, and welcome to episode number 35 of the HMA Fantasy Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jacob Hughley, and I am joined here today by a host of awesome wrestling minds, and I'm just lucky that I actually got on here. So I guess we'll go through and talk about who's on here with me for this finals episode, and we'll get to talking some wrestling because I know there's a bunch of fun stuff to talk about, and we can get into all this stuff. But anyways, as I've finally gotten on here, sorry to everybody, we'll go through it. And I'll start off at the bottom with Mr. Seth Gross. How are you doing today? How are you doing today, Seth?
I'm doing great. Not too much going on today. Just relaxing today. It's the weekend, and not too much to complain about.
You're doing a lot better than I'm doing right now. I can't even talk. But beside him, we have Mr. Tony Rotundo. How you doing today, Tony?
I'm doing all right. Do you want to mention what happened?
Yeah, you can go for it.
Jacob forgot what day it is.
Yes. Yeah, I did. So what happened? All right. I didn't want to get into it twice, before the show and then right now, but what happened was yesterday I was, I'm teaching summer school. So I'm doing all kinds of stuff on the computer and I'm like stressed out. And then for some reason in my head, it like popped in my head, you got to get the vote out on Twitter and that tomorrow was the show. For some reason, I thought it was Saturday. I was like, all right, I got to get this vote out. So I put the vote out and on the vote, it says, we're going live tomorrow. And that's because like 100% in my mind, it was Saturday morning. And, later in the day, I realized that it was actually Friday, but I didn't remember that I had tweeted that out. And so
and texted me.
And texted Tony and everybody.
Because I wanted to confirm. Because I saw you put that post out and I was like, oh, okay, you switched it to Saturday. So I was like, hey, we going tomorrow? And you said, yeah, going tomorrow.
Well, I'm surprised all you guys were all ready to go because I 100% did not realize I had just switched it on my own. So yeah, I was sitting waiting on somebody to come pick up some furniture from me, and everybody's texting me pictures of them ready to go. I'm like, y'all, it's the wrong day. Like, no, you told me it was today. Crap. So
we're here. Sorry. We're here and ready now.
Yeah, and then I made you guys wait for forever because I was waiting on somebody that was late too. So one of my worst pet peeves in the world is being late, and I have successfully done that this whole morning. So, anyways, Jack,
you can make up for it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Jack, how mad are you at me? Because you're not saying anything.
I'm not mad at you, man. I'm mad at everything else, dude. I hate Twitter. I would just wish someone would just delete the whole app, man. Everything that's going on, we're not getting into it, but everything that's going on, I just want to freaking, I don't know, like what can I do? Like even this match with like RBY, it's like some people will be like, oh, Mueller's gonna get steamrolled, Mueller's gonna lose, all these things. And yesterday I commented back on one of them. I got like annoyed and they spelled my name wrong in the first one, and then they like corrected themselves, and I was like, oh, well, at least you spelled my name right the second time or something like that. And I like told people about it, and they're like, they like laughed, and then they're like, and so I deleted it. But
yeah.
But it's just like social media is breaking me.
Yeah, it was. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you gotta avoid those type of people at all costs. Just shut the app off.
I'm just going to sell my Instagram to someone that can really, really fire and just let them take it over and get off the app entirely and just let them act as me. And so my brand is building, but like, I don't want them to be too aggressive because you don't want it to be built in like a negative way. Like, I think Gordon Ryan does it really well. I don't know if y'all follow him on Instagram, but do y'all?
No.
I don't know if I do.
Okay, he's a really, really good follow when he's talking about his jiu-jitsu stuff, because people will say, like, talk crap to him, and he'll be like, well, I did this, this, and this, so how can you say that? And he's like, not mean. He just tries to have like good conversations with these people. And I think that's the best way to do it, because even when Downey was trying to mess with him about like the wrestling and jiu-jitsu matches, it was like he wasn't firing like rudely at him. It was like, well, you lost to this guy, I would never lose to this guy, sort of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my big struggle on Instagram. Every time I post a picture, I get, hey, did you forget leg day this year or something? Every single time, dude. And guess it's just something I'm gonna have to deal with.
Dude,
forever.
I'm gonna start commenting that on all your Instagrams.
Every time, dude. If my legs are in the picture, so now I gotta like make sure my legs are cropped out or something.
You need to go find your NCAA medal or trophy or whatever, and just take a picture with it sitting on your leg.
Dude, some leg presses.
Literally, man. I tried, man. It got me self-conscious. I tried to hit the legs for a while and they did not grow at all, so it's not happening.
Oh, for sure. All right. Well, we also have Mr. Earl Smith on here with us as always. How you doing, Earl?
I'm doing great. I had last night where I was with my wife and she said, put away your phone. We're going to watch TV. And so I ignored Twitter all last night and woke up to a lot of fun, a lot of craziness. So, but yeah, I'm doing good.
For sure. I did the same thing. I don't even remember what I did last night, but I know that I wasn't on my phone at all and woke up. And it's always interesting when you wake up and you hear like it's always the first tweet that I see is somebody that's like Earl's tweet. Like yours is the first one I saw this morning. It's like, wow, I can't, believe what I missed last night kind of deal. And then I'm like scrolling through like, what the heck happened?
That was me last night. It was way too late.
Me and Mitch McKee were playing Warzone. It was like my first time. It's really hard, by the way. But I was like playing, and my girlfriend, who's like gets into wrestling, but she's like, she played field hockey in college, and now she like knows everyone. She's like fans of other, like some girls, some guys. Like she loves Tamira. Like she absolutely loves Tamira. But she's like, you will not believe the shit that Pat Downey just tweeted. And that's how I heard about it. But
it's tough. Like it's tough when you go on there and like, I saw it all this morning and I'm getting fired up and I'm like, so much wanting to comment on it or say something, and I'm just like, nope, I can't, because it's gonna make me look bad, like I don't know, I just try to stay out of it. But
the one funny thing for me is that Pat wants to start this company called Grow Wrestling, and I don't think he realizes that Joe Williamson and a bunch of folks are like have that and have been, like it is a business for them. He actually posted like a screenshot of him like forming a company, an LLC called Grow Wrestling.
I saw that.
And it's like, dude, that exists.
I mean, at the end of the day, women's wrestling is what's going to grow wrestling as a whole. And that's, I don't know how he can want to start something about Grow Wrestling if you're not trying to grow that part of it. So
yeah,
100%. And he wants to put out there that he put out there somewhere that nobody wants to watch it or is not as entertaining or whatever. And I'll argue to the death with you on that one, because there's some really, really good matches that I can remember, throughout women's trials and all those different tournaments. They're
absolutely equally. I'd say the only thing that might be slightly different right now is just because they didn't have the numbers the men had, is that the top tier of women would beat up on the that second tier pretty bad. But as women's wrestling grows, it's going to be different, right? You're going to have 5, 6, 7 contenders at each weight, and when it gets to that point, it's going to be just as exciting as men's wrestling, if not more exciting, because their flexibility and the things they can do is crazy. It's going to be different than men's wrestling. They're going to be better at certain things, and men are going to be better at different things. So, but I think both are needed big time to grow the sport as a whole.
I think one of the most hyped up tournaments this year was when it was Allie, Jenna, and Helen, and it was Helen and Allie had to wrestle, and then the winner got Jenna.
Yeah.
That was like, everyone was super pumped about it. So.
Yep.
To say that people went, it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Yeah, 100%. But did anything else fun happen? Or not fun? Anything else controversial happen when Earl and I were off Twitter?
I feel like something else did.
Real Woods in the portal.
Oh
yeah.
no. Oh. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but darn it.
Yeah.
Where is he gonna go? I've got to guess. I'm gonna guess UNC.
Why is that?
I feel like he slots in really well there. I mean, him and Austin O'Connor as training partners has to be really appealing. Zach Sherman's there, who's really good, but like, if the hype's true behind Real Woods, then he shouldn't have a problem getting that starting job.
The hype is real, dude.
I think you gotta assume that it's going to be a great educational school, like academic school, and UNC has that. I think it's going to go. He's going to go from coast to the other coast, wherever, somewhere in the ACC, because he can't transfer into an Ivy.
I talked to his dad a little bit. I think he's pretty open to anything at this point in time. I mean, it's just, and I don't think he's necessarily for sure giving up on Stanford. If they were to reinstate it, I think that for sure he's going back to Stanford. But it'll be interesting. He's the real deal, man. I think he was my pick to win the NCAA tournament going into the year. I think he's one of the most underrated guys by far. I saw that preseason rankings, he's like number 5 or something. I think that was pretty ridiculous. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, and with the rest of the Stanford crew too, and what they kind of start doing. And I'm sure some of them will want to go places together, and and I think there's gonna be big moves and probably in groups.
Vandermeer's here at Irby. They're 49, and he said he only has one more year left, so he's staying.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, same with Traxler. Well, Traxler, I assume he's going to stay. He's only got a year left.
Yeah, I'd assume guys like Abbas, Griffith, Ishins. I mean, I think guys like those will get in the portal at some point. But
yeah, Jack, you said UNC, their 25-pounder Melendez, I believe they were high school teammates together too. So that's like another.
And Montini.
Yeah. And,
yeah, dude, I think UNC is the spot. I mean, they seem to always get the good recruits, and I don't know. I'd like to say UVA has or could have a chance, but I don't know.
Wisco, baby.
Really good academics, but
what about?
I don't know where he's thinking.
I know that he's big into getting into MMA afterwards, and he's from Illinois over there with Izzy Style and all that whole deal over there. Is there a chance you guys see him going maybe to Illinois and kind of being home and maybe training?
He's from Albuquerque. He went to Illinois for high school at Montini.
Okay.
If you said Illinois, I would say Northwestern may be a better fit as far as like lining up academically with Stanford. But I don't know what he wants to do. So that's just me throwing it out there.
Seth, you think you have a shot?
Montini's 2 hours from here, dude. Obviously, we're gonna be trying to do what we can to get him here, but we'll see. We'll see. I know Real a little bit, and can always hope. Got to do what we can, but
you gotta send him a picture of those legs and say, "Come get some, boy."
Yeah, that's a good idea. They're pretty intimidating, I know.
All right. Well, is there any other wrestling news to go through before we get into this thing?
Oh, Vito Alvarez, and then, now it's Caldwell Pletcher. So my tip was right. You got it right. My tip was right.
How would you train for Caldwell right now?
You just got to get your shape up as much as possible, because there's no way he's in wrestling shape right now. Yeah. But none of us are. So.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see it being not as exciting as it may be hyped up to be. I mean, who really is in wrestling shape right now because of the whole quarantine and not being able to actually be on the mat as much as you want? But I don't know. I can see it maybe being one-sided for Pletcher. I don't know.
Especially in freestyle, I don't know what Caldwell's freestyle career looked like after, or if he just transitioned straight into MMA. He's also in his 30s, so I mean, and he's just been training for something different. There's nothing really like wrestling shape. All these MMA guys will go to MMA and then come back and be like, yeah, wrestling was way harder. Training for wrestling was way harder. So I don't know. Just the thought.
I could see it playing out like Burroughs, Askren. Caldwell's obviously a much better athlete than Askren. So I think I could see him with a couple of flashes of, brilliance and, some of the things that he could do in the past, but ultimately being one-sided to Pletcher.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure. And then what about Vito and Alvarez?
I want to say Vito and freestyle. I think that what Alvarez is good at is kind of scrambling around, and he exposes his background a lot in folk style to score his points. So I don't know. I mean, obviously he'll have a game plan, but I'd lean Vito slightly. I think size might be a little bit on Alvarez's side.
Yeah.
I'd go Vito pretty heavy just because, watching him against Dayton Fix at the Open, he
has a win over Suriano.
Yeah, he jumped out to like a 6, maybe even an 8-point lead on Dayton, and Dayton stormed back. It was probably one of the best matches of the tournament.
Yeah, but that one was wild.
Yeah, but I think he's a different level. Now, Alvarez, I saw him up close at the Big Tens, and I got a lot of respect for him. He's just a ballsy kid out there. So I think he's going to have a great career, but I think freestyle is just a different level right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think Vito kind of proved that he was up there, maybe on the level with all the other guys at the top with him, hanging that match with Fix and went over Suriano, all those kind of things. He's definitely up there with everybody in that conversation. Whereas, we haven't really seen a whole lot of Alvarez. So, yeah, I'm going to go Alvarez pretty heavy too.
You mean Vito?
You mean Vito?
I mean Vito.
No, you can take Alvarez.
No. Hey, I'm having a bad day. Quit pouring it on me. I'm honestly surprised I haven't gotten as much crap as I thought I was going to get.
We're saving it.
I can't, but now you can't give me crap for sleeping through.
We're just gonna wait. We're gonna wait until you make a bad pick.
Yep.
We're all even now.
And dude, you're blowing it for the finals too, right?
I know.
You gotta peak at the right time, man.
He's just excited. Let him be excited.
All right. Well,
I made my bets on the UFC fights.
Oh.
Yeah, it's first time betting on fights, so I went real safe. But I bet on like Usman, Jan, Holloway, and then Paige Van Zandt is a 5-1 underdog. So I threw $20 on her and was like, if she wins, I get $100. So I'm gonna take.
Who's she fighting?
Ribas. I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah.
She get messed up.
Oh, probably. It's like she's a minus 900. Like you'd have to put $900 to get $100 back for her, and I put $20 on Van Zandt. Was like, maybe she gets it because there's always a chance.
Her and her husband been too busy making Instagram posts.
Dude, I know what you're talking about.
Dude, I don't follow, dude. Man. I don't follow, dude.
Holy crap.
Yeah. We ain't getting into that, but
I would definitely suggest to check it out if you don't know what we're talking about, because that's kind of wild stuff. But
don't check it out.
Maybe don't. I don't know.
No, I'm intrigued. I have not checked it out.
I can see Tony's face. That's why I said that. Like,
yeah. I'm like,
I'm somebody, even if it's bad, like I gotta at least know what's going on, Yeah. But yeah, no, I would love to see another flying knee knockout for Jorge Masvidal.
No, it's hard.
It's trains with Usman. I kind of know him because he wrestled high school in Texas. So I know he's Marty from Nebraska, but he like wrestled from Texas. So we claim him. We were like, Texas wrestling's got to stick together, man. Usman, Slay, Tervel. We take Tervel too. He might be from Bulgaria or Hungary or whatever, but we're taking Tervel. Bo Nichols from like started out in Utah, then went to New Mexico, and then like wrestled 3 years of high school in Texas. We take him.
Bo Nichols out there getting massive already.
Yep, he'd be in the corner. Yeah.
Texas wrestling got to stick together.
I'm just hoping it's an exciting card, man, because these cards like have been either one way or the other. I don't know. They've been either super exciting, and there's been a couple that have just like put me to sleep. So
this is the most hype like card in UFC history.
In like a week.
In like a week, yeah, sure.
Yeah, since Masvidal took over. I don't think it was before, but
I don't know. Burns is better than Masvidal. Freaking.
For sure, but
he just doesn't have the same presence, which is so dumb. Why do we always honor the bad guy? The guy who will talk crap. That's just so messed up. It's just not right. We should honor the skill and the technique, but it's what it is today.
Yeah,
it is.
For sure. All right, well, let's jump into this thing and get talking about this finals matchup. So let me pull it up real quick and we'll get going. Is everybody watching the fight tonight?
Yeah, I'm watching it with Henry Cejudo. Yep. It's going to be like Chamizo's going to be there, Kendall, Cejudo. It's going to be sick, dude. I'm just going to be watching Cejudo watching the fights, you know?
Where are you watching it at?
At Kendall's place.
Dude, his place is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It's freaking.
Dude, I couldn't believe place.
Kendall Cross.
Is it in Manhattan?
No, it's in Hoboken.
It's in yeah. Go ahead, Jack.
It's in Hoboken. It's on like the 12th floor, and it's like 3 stories. And it's like he has his own little yard on top of it, and a grill and a hot tub, and like if you go downstairs, there's a bowling alley like at the bottom of the apartment complex that he has like only he has access to, and like this dining room table that seats about 30 people. It's the most absurd place ever. He's got like a coffee maker, and then a couple mugs, and then like a plant. And he's like spacing it out because he just doesn't have enough stuff to fill the whole place.
That's awesome.
Dude, and that view on top of that apartment is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll post some pictures. Y'all can see from this.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Well, some of us are going to be just watching it sitting on the couch in our basement by themselves. So, yeah, have fun, Jack.
I'll FaceTime you, Jacob.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Whatever. All right, so we are finally to the finals for this NCAA Champion duels that we've been doing for the past like month or so. And we did not get the top seed in the finals. So we actually have the 2 and the 4 seed facing off in the finals. The 4 seed being 2018. Might be some collusion on the part of one Badger wrestler that we have on the show. But somehow he just manages to get all of his teams way farther than they need to be. I don't get it, but it happens. So we also have a 2013 as the 2 seed. And so at least 1 seed held from one side of the bracket, but the 4 seed upsetting the number 1 seed 2005, 22-9 in the semifinals. Pretty one-sided. But
y'all definitely pick St. John over Gentry, huh? Y'all pick St. John over Gentry?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I did not.
We did. Well, you also picked Tony Nelson over Tommy Rollins. So
yes, I did. And I said I gave you a reason for it too, because I knew that it was a crazy pick, and I gave you a reason. Mitch McKee's with me right now, and I asked him who he thought would win between Cole Conrad and Tony Nelson, and he said that it would be very, very tight. Well, I'd pick Cole Conrad over Tommy Rollins pretty much any day. So it's going to be super tight between Tony Nelson and Cole Conrad, where Tony Nelson can almost get the better of him. And sure, I'm going to pick Tony Nelson. Also, Tony Nelson was hurt in his finals match with Gwiz. So what would 100% Tony Nelson going for his 3rd title would look like? I don't know. So I'm going to take Tony Nelson, 2-time national champ over 1-time national champ. I feel like that's a fair thing.
Tommy Rollins is a 2-time champ.
Is he 2?
Yeah.
Who'd he beat in the finals? Both years.
Earl.
I'm pretty sure.
Earl, save us.
The 2004, he beat Pat Cummings from Penn State.
No.
And 2002, he beat a guy named Steve Mocco.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, neither have I.
I think it was a horrible match.
Man. Yeah, 1-1 tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds thrilling.
Yeah.
Actually, as a photographer, it's like those matches just the worst.
Man.
I mean,
dude, I just really messed up, huh? Wrestling integrity's at stake.
Definitely
It's
is.
Okay. It was like 4 whenever the first one happened. So I'll take it. I'll take it on the chin.
All right. Well, let's get into this actual matchup. Show the fans what they came to listen to. So we got number 2 versus number 4. We already said it. 2013 versus 2018. I put the names in gold because it's the finals.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice.
Should have put the 2018 team in silver.
I thought about it.
I'm kidding.
I legit thought, what if I put one of them silver? And then I thought, well, the only choice for that is definitely going to be 2018 to get it set a little bit. But yeah, we had to, innocent until proven guilty, I guess. Had to leave it as both gold until we actually have a victor. But let's just go ahead and roll through these lineups. I know if you've been listening, you know who these lineups are probably by now by heart. But 2013, Earl, tell us who is on that lineup.
125 pounds, Jesse Delgado. 133, Logan Stieber, Ohio State. 141, Kendrick Maple, Oklahoma. 149, Jordan Oliver, Oklahoma State. 157, Derek St. John of Iowa. 165, Kyle Dake of Cornell. 174, Chris Perry, Oklahoma State. 184, Ed Ruth, Penn State. 197, Quentin Wright, Penn State. And 285 pounds, Tony Nelson of Minnesota.
All right. Jack, stop texting.
I'm taking a picture of this.
Seth, fill us in on 2018.
All right, we got Spencer Lee. We got me at 133, Yanni Diakomahalis, Aiden Rutherford, Jason Nulf, Vincenzo Joseph, Zahid Valencia, Bo Nickel, Mike Machiavello, and Kyle Snyder.
Oh, all right. Snokes. There are some monster matchups here.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be fun. But, I mean, yeah, they're all over the board. Do we want to start at a certain weight, or do we just want to roll through from the top to the bottom?
I think we got to end at 84.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm cool with that. All right, so I'm going to end at 84. That means we're starting off at 197 pounds. That is going to be 2013 Quentin Wright versus 2018 Mike Machiavello. Let's go ahead and get, again, just kind of a brief touch up on where Quentin Wright is in 2013, Earl.
All right, this is Quentin Wright's senior year, 4-time All-American. He went 6-1, 2-1, two-time NCAA champion, 32-0 this year. He pinned Scott Schiller in the quarters, beats Matt Wilps 4-3 in the tiebreaker, and Dustin Kilgore 8-6 in the finals.
All right, and then on the other end, we got Mike Mock. Seth.
Yep. We got Mike Machiavello. This is the only year he won NCAAs. He beat Jared Hott, he beat Shakir Rashid, and he beat Kyle Conal in the semis. So he had a nice little run there. Was always just solid, and found a way to get it done. I think he was the 4th seed, I want to say, going into the national tournament that year. So,
yeah, awesome. And the first NC State champ since Quiz. So, what are we feeling here? Jack, you look like you got something to say.
Oh, no, my back's killing me. I'm so sore, man. Getting back into shape is the worst thing in the world.
Especially when you try to do it in like such a short period of time.
Dude, it's like we've been doing shark bait. I got on the mat every single day this week. This is like my first day off in like 6 days. And I'm doing shark bait every day. So everything that pulls, like my triceps, my traps, my back is like just killing me. So I'm going to be moving around a lot. But I got Quentin Wright in this. I think Mock is he's kind of got a body like Dustin Kilgore, and Quentin Wright kind of handled that. I think the forward pressure Quentin did something really weird where whenever Kilgore went into him, he would like react really nice and like almost put him on his back, especially in that match. And I don't know, he just has a way of getting up for big matches. So I got Quentin right in this one. Yeah, I just like the way that he wrestled. It was different. I think that changes the game a little bit.
Yeah, awesome. Tony, what do you got?
My gut says Quentin, but I like Mike Mock, so I think I'm going Quentin on this, but I hope I don't regret it. Kind of for the same reasons that Jack said. I think he had just some tricks that were hard to figure out. You know, he had this great flexibility and really nice shrugs, but body type, he kind of could handle the sort of hard pressure with some slickness. So I'm going Quentin.
Yeah, same here for me. Just all the above. You guys have said it. Seth, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on board with Quentin as well.
All right, and Earl?
Clean sweep for Quentin.
Awesome. Are we feeling this getting into major territory, or like what kind of score are you guys looking at?
I don't see a major. I think Machiavelli goes way too hard to get majored. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah,
maybe like a 3-4 point win somewhere in there.
It's dominant, but it's not a major. I would assume it's like that Kilgore match. Like it was dominant, but it was like only a 2-point win, 3-point win.
Cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that. All right. So I will mark that down and we'll keep going. But Quentin Wright takes the first win by decision for 2013 over Mike Machiavello. And we'll hit the heavyweights where Jack is just never going to pick against Tony Nelson again. So we'll see if it stands true in this matchup. But
you know, I can't pick against Kyle Snyder, especially a senior Kyle Snyder.
You had this transitive property going, and you're all up Tony Nelson right now. So
my gosh, man, I'm not picking anyone against 2018 Kyle Snyder. That's silly.
No one
picked 2005 Steve Mocco over him, did I? And that's the second best one. So I wouldn't choose. You know, just introduce him. All
right, we'll get back to you why you're picking Tony Nelson later. But Earl, tell us, who is Tony Nelson again in 2013?
All right, this is junior Tony Nelson, is 3-time All-American, this point 7 first. He beats Gerard Trice in the quarters 1-0, Ellen Galagayev 5-4 in the semis, and Mike McMullen 6-2 in the finals, and he went 32-2 this year.
Awesome. Seth, who in the world is this Kyle Snyder man?
I couldn't find too much information on him in 2018, but I think he might have won 3 NCAA titles by this time. You won an Olympic title in 2016 and a couple world championships along the way. So I'd say he's all right.
He pretty much has every trophy there is to have in his home. So again, Jack, tell us why you're picking Tony Nelson.
Not picking Tony Nelson. You're so annoying, Jacob. Gosh. Should I just pick Tony Nelson? Should it just be like a Dean Howe thing? Or, like, give me Tony Nelson. You know what? Y'all are all picking Kyle Snyder. Might as well give him one vote. I got Tony Nelson here. It's too big. It's just too big.
Tell us how it goes.
You
got to back it up. You got to have reasoning behind it.
Let me see.
Kyle Snyder.
Listen. I'm working. No, okay, whatever. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say Jacob never has a reason to pick against Dean Heil. He just does it.
I do have a reason. I hate watching him. That's my reason.
You just told Jack he needs an actual reason to back it up, and now, oh my goodness.
I mean, so far I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I'm still thinking. I've got to go through the whole match.
All right,
so I see Snyder getting in on shots. You know how he lifted like Connor Medbury? I don't see it happen with Tony Nelson. He's a little bigger, obviously stronger. He has wins over Connor Medbury, I'm assuming. later down the road. But I mean, he's a guy that's got wins over Gwiz, and Gwiz almost had Snyder, so I could see him feeding him the hips, and then just being athletic and at his size, like he's a better version of Kuhn as well. I mean, just all around, just like, I mean, Tony Nelson would be a nightmare, just a nightmare. He's just got all of those guys packaged up into one.
All right. Well, we'll see where the other votes lie. So, Tony, what you got on this one? Are you going with your fellow Tony?
No, I like it's Snyder. Yeah.
All right. Betrayal of the Tonys. Earl, what you got?
Yeah, Kyle Snyder's offense on his feet's too much for him. It's he's kind of big body like Adam Kuhn, who did beat Snyder, but going with Snyder decision.
All right, and Seth.
Okay, but he's a better version of Kuhn. Wouldn't you say that?
In whose head?
Probably.
Well, he has wins over him. I don't know if he's ever has he lost to Kuhn? Maybe once. I feel like Kuhn has a win over everyone.
Yeah, he has a win over Kuhn's freshman year, right?
Yeah, and Nelson might have a few national titles.
During the season, man, like Kuhn, that was one of the best versions of himself. Like he had wins over, I think he beat Tony Nelson that year. And then Tony Nelson came back and beat him.
Yeah, but Nelson has a couple national titles, but to be fair, he did lose to Gwizdowski, which is one of the ones that Kuhn lost to.
But he was hurt.
And he didn't
couldn't walk. So how do you expect someone to wrestle who can't walk? That's ridiculous.
All right, we all know it's the Olympic champ, Kyle Snyder. All right. Give me
Jacob's at a loss for words right now.
Are you trying to vote for me? I'm not at a loss of words. I'm getting interrupted.
You're going to get that check right now. You already put it on Snyder.
Well, yes, my vote is Snyder for sure, because I have wrestling integrity. So, Snyder for the win. I think we all got a decision, right?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So Kyle Snyder takes the win at heavyweight, and that's going to even up our score, which I have not been keeping up with because I am just not in it right now, I guess.
He's flustered.
I am really flustered. It's been a day so far. But 3-3 is our score right now heading into the 125-pound matchup, where we're going to see Jesse Delgado of 2013 versus Spencer Lee of 2018. Let's start it off the other way. Seth, tell us Spencer Lee 2018.
Freshman Spencer Lee, he was in redshirt most of the year, and then he ends up making finals at Midlands, loses a controversial one to Bresser. Later on, gets his redshirt pulled, goes on a tear, loses to Nathan Tomasello at Big Tens, and then NCAAs. This dude turns it on and puts together one of the greatest runs at an NCAA tournament. He redeemed that match, pinned Nathan Tomasello, handily beat Nick Suriano 6-2, and he had a pretty good tournament.
All right, and on the other end, Jesse Delgado, Earl.
Jesse Delgado was a 2 seed this year, sophomore. He was a 2-time All-American at this point, 7th as a freshman. This run in the quarters, he beats Nathan Kreiser 10-7, Nashawn Garrett in the semis 10-5, and then Nico Megaludis 7-4 in the finals. And he beat Matt McDonough to win the Big Ten title.
Okay. Sorry, before we get into this match, I have to point something out. We got people commenting on Facebook, and I'm watching Bruce commenting his picks and stuff, and he put heavyweight's going to be a close match. Nelson wins 5-4. So first of all, Jack's not alone.
What's his name? I'm following him right now. What is it on Twitter?
Facebook. Bruce Rasmussen.
Oh, sorry, man. I don't do Facebook.
Also,
I don't have enough social media.
While I was reading this comment, all I'm thinking in my head is, this is where we need that Chamizo meme. Nah, bro. Nah. That's where I need it, right there. But
it's the old Blondie.
We definitely appreciate Bruce's input, and I know Jack does for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I mean, who you guys got in this 125 matchup? It's definitely going to be wild. Legs flying everywhere, some scramble positions.
So I'll jump in first. I got Spencer Lee for sure in this one. I think that Delgado's got some awesome defense, attacks a lot, but at some point Lee's going to get on top, and I think he's going to take advantage of that. I think that Delgado's just got such a wide open style, and it's prone to giving up points, and Spencer Lee can put points together so quickly that at some point in the match he'd do that.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have strong feelings on it?
Yeah. Crazy upset, crazy match. Delgado takes it, and the last takedown in a scramble.
Ooh.
Yep, he does. He's got that crazy, funky style. He figured out Meg Ludis's flexibility, and he's going to do it again. I know it's not popular, but crazy match, man.
No, I can get behind that. I don't really see how Spencer's going to take him down.
Dude, Nathan Kreiser took him down 2 or 3 times in that bracket.
Yeah.
And you're telling me Spencer Lee can't take him down, dude?
Kreiser also is like 6 feet tall at 125. He has a different feel from anyone in the weight. So you got to put that into account.
You're saying that you have no idea how Spencer Lee is going to take down Delgado.
Jesse Delgado, probably the best scrambler.
Yo, so listen to this. What is
in our generation?
Spencer, how's he scrambling out of a dump if Spencer hits him in that?
Spencer goes fake single high C every time, pretty much. If he's going to go head outside shot on Delgado, I don't think he's going to score on him. He hasn't hit his dump in a long time.
Hey, do we got danger rule or not?
No danger rule. You got to make it interesting.
No danger.
Yeah, right. Good point. No danger.
Can't take away.
If there's danger, yes, it's totally different. It's totally different. I agree.
For sure. Can't take away Delgado's superpowers, though.
Right.
Dude, he doesn't get taken down. And Spencer, I've never seen Spencer take top.
Bro, you're just thinking about his match with Nahshon and a couple. He gets taken down fairly. I mean, he's so wide open that he'll give up a takedown. He takes those really bad shots too. Kind of dives in. He does recover. He's got long arms, so he doesn't give up takedowns against most guys on that. But to say Spencer ain't getting a takedown.
No. Well, I'm not saying he won't get a takedown. I think there are like maybe 3 or 4 takedowns. I think they're on their feet almost the entire match, right? So I think that they're gonna come out slinging, and I think there are gonna be some crazy scrambles that Delgado at least gets a takedown, if not 2. So that's my thinking, is that it's like Delgado gets 1 more takedown than Lee.
So
so we don't
clarify. Go ahead, Seth.
I was just gonna say, so you don't see the top game of Spencer Lee being a factor in the match?
I don't.
All right, so let's clarify.
I think he can ride him. I don't think he's gonna turn him. If he gets on top, it might kill a period.
Jack, do you got Delgado?
I don't know. I want to hear the wizard. I want to hear the wizard, Earl. Earl, what do you got, man?
Oh man, I'm having fun listening to you guys go through it. I mean, I think Delgado's obviously the better scrambler. I think Spencer's maybe good enough to come out on top of one. I think he's good enough to get at least 1 takedown. So he's going to get his opportunities on top. I go with Spencer, but I do think it's probably a closer match than maybe most people would anticipate on paper, looking at it first.
2 Spencers and 1 Delgado. Who do you got, Jacob?
Oh, come on. Really? Really? It's Spencer. But I mean, I agree. It's gonna be a close match. It's gonna be a fun match. When I think about this, I know that I can see Spencer getting a takedown or 2 in this match. But I don't see – I see him getting into scramble positions. Like, I don't think it's going to be these clean, perfect dumps like we're used to him seeing on some of these other guys. Well, I mean, it definitely could happen. I definitely see it being more in scramble positions. And when I think about that, Delgado's really good in those positions. But I've also while y'all are talking, I'm thinking back, and I can't remember a time that I've seen Spencer lose in a scramble position. I just can't. I mean, whenever he gets into those positions, he ends up coming out on top. And I was watching a lot of Spencer tape over the last couple of days, thinking about this match and that specific position. And I don't know if I've ever seen him not come out on top in those positions. So,
but he's not wrestled Jesse Delgado.
He has not. This is a fact.
How many times Jesse Delgado? How many times he lose? 3 or 4 times that year?
2 times. He was third at the Midlands. I think a freshman. Yeah, freshman Thomas Gilman.
Yep.
That was crazy because they picked because Corey Clark was in that weight. I was there for that tournament. Corey Clark was in the weight and he got 5th, and Gilman won it, and he beat Delgado, and then I think he beat a graduated Gerard Garnett in the finals.
Yeah, that's right.
And they still went with Corey Clark. Unbelievable. In my mind, I'm sure they have their reasons. So, I'll go Spencer. I'll go Spencer. I don't think it's a high scoring match at all. In fact, I think it's a 1 takedown, maybe tiebreakers. And I think that a lot of Delgado's matches went into overtime. And I think if it goes into overtime, I got Spencer. If it goes to top bottom.
So do we think Gilman that year was the greatest backup of all time?
Quite possibly.
I was trying to think about that. I don't think I know anybody else that probably could have won nationals that was sitting behind somebody.
And I was thinking in my own head, that tournament you guys were talking about a minute ago was Midlands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Midlands.
Tell me another backup that won Midlands. I'll wait.
I can't.
Probably not, if not for a long time.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, for sure. I think there's definitely a case there for one of the best backups. Because he certainly wasn't the best to never win it, because you guys voted him out in round 1. Still pissed, but
clearly,
yeah, I'm never not going to be pissed about that. But we all got Spencer Lee, except for Tony. And Jack kind of was leaning that way, but just wouldn't stick to what he was saying.
No, I was sticking to it pretty good. I think that it was hard. I said it was hard to take him down. Yeah. And that's why I said it would go to overtime.
Okay. I found his other loss was he was pinned by Nico Megaludis in their dual meet that year.
Okay. I remember that.
For whatever that's worth.
Okay. All right. Well, Spencer for the win. We'll move down to 133 pounds, where we've got Logan Stieber versus Seth Gross. So
who's that?
Sorry, Seth.
Know. I think we might have put the wrong name in there.
So I was laying in bed last night just thinking of, how can I swing this match to get myself the win here? And Logan Stieber's the man. I'm obviously still voting for myself, but obviously the accolades and his career was very impressive.
So let's talk about these gentlemen before we get going. 2013, Logan Stieber. Earl, where's he at this point?
This is sophomore Logan Stieber, wins his 2nd title, went 27-0 this year. He texts Cody Brewer in the quarters. AJ Shop 18-2 in the semis, and Ramos 7-4 in the finals. Also beat Ramos to win the Big Ten.
All right, and then Seth Gross. Who the heck are you in 2018?
This is my junior year. I was an NCAA finalist 2017, losing to Corey Clark. 2018, I won. I went undefeated at 133, had a 84% bonus rate, and I lost one matchup at 141 to Bryce Meredith.
All right. So obviously Seth is saying he's going to pick himself. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit more? Where do you see what holes do you expose?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know, dude. That's the thing. I just win somehow, some way. I don't really have a way of going about that yet. I thought about it, and this dude was good in all positions. Obviously, the big thing is just, I think I could wrestle with him on the feet a little bit. I think the big trouble, I mean, getting away from him was going to be. I think I could for sure avoid getting turned, but I don't think I could get away from him. And he was really good on bottom. He didn't really struggle even with the best top wrestlers like Shop or any of those guys. Like he got away easy. So I don't see where I'm holding him down, but I'm somehow winning the match. I can't tell you how, but.
So I'm glad you said that for one, that you're like, I'm winning the match. I don't know how, but I'm winning. I just find a way to win, because that's legitimately how I felt about most of the big matchups with you this year. Is like, I mean, obviously I can see past the victory, but like every time I'm looking at it, I'm like, Seth's going to win. I can't tell you how. He's just going to win. Because, you know, the match is like with Rivera, just you're down by what, like however many points, and just threw him to his back. Like just always found a way.
And wild one.
I'm going to freaking plant my flag on this one, and I'm going Seth Gross in this.
Dang, let's freaking go, Jacob.
I was thinking about this one all night last night, and I was watching all kinds of videos, and I'm going Seth on this one, and I don't feel bad about it. And it's because when I was thinking about Stieber at this point, and sophomore in his career, obviously he's amazing. He's a two-time champ. He goes on to be one of the best ever. But I just don't think my mind was initially thinking about, my mind was clouding me from later years Stieber. And obviously he was amazing throughout, but I don't think superpowers were fully developed at this point. He was obviously a hammer on top, but watching the match with Ramos got away from him 2 or 3 times. And watching how he got away, it looked a lot like how I can see Seth getting away. And I think that Seth could get away from him. Well, I guess I'm differing with Seth on that, because you said you didn't know if you could get away from him. I think he can. And I think on the feet, again, sophomore year Stieber, I think that they're pretty close, and I can see them trading takedowns. And then the last thing is Seth in this year, 2018, was an absolute hammer on top. And I don't know, man. I'm not saying that he rides Stieber for any length of time. I'm not making any predictions, but I actually kind of favor Seth's top game out of the two in these two. So I know that it's maybe crazy, but
all right, let's go.
Seth
you got better.
Seth had no influence in my pick. So
hey, you argued better for me than I argued for me. So thank you.
Great. Seth Gross. There we go. Give you the best shot we got at winning. So I don't know which order of people I want to go in. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right, Tony.
With apologies to Seth.
Oh God.
Sorry, buddy. I got Stieber on this. The more wide open this is, the more it favors Stieber. I think that, you know, it's a pretty wild match, and but I think that there are a lot of takedowns in it. But I've got Stieber on it. I think Stieber is gonna actually control on top. Definitely score a bunch of takedowns. But yeah, I think it's an exciting match. It'd be fun to watch. But I got Stieber.
Yeah. Another thing that kind of pushed me a little bit too, I just want to put out there, is when I was watching that finals match, I also got into thinking like, this is a really close match between these two guys. I mean, Stieber kind of pulled away at the end, but like, who would I pick between Seth and Ramos? And I definitely lean Seth's way on that one too. So, but I'll stop explaining myself.
Seth, the match with Micic was 13-8 in the finals.
Yep.
That's a high scoring match. It's a lot of back and forth. Right. And that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Like I mean,
that's
go on.
I was gonna say most of my matches are just wide open, and so, I mean, there's gonna be points on the board one way or another.
Yeah. You know, for me, having watched Logan Russell since he was a freshman in high school, he has the most insane awareness, or he did. I guess he's retired. And I would say that time and time again. He's just, it's unbelievable his ability to figure things out on the fly. And to have that like single leg and I mentioned this last show, I think, like he'd take these kind of what seemed like crappy shots, but then he would make money out of them. It's crazy to me, but he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And I just love to see him figure the puzzle out on the fly. Just insane wrestling acumen, just one of my favorites.
Man, we got we got Bruce in the Facebook chat. Just Bruce is awesome, man. He put Seth wins by riding time. So
let's go, Bruce. We need to get Bruce on here for a vote.
All right, is Earl or Jack going to be the last to go? I don't know. What do you guys? Who wants to go last?
Whatever you want to do.
I'm trying to pick carefully. I don't know. I think Jack's going to pick against Seth. So Jack, you go first.
Yeah, I got Stieber. Sorry, Seth. I think of Logan Stieber and I think of just like the definition of consistency and control and wrestling IQ is like, I don't think that there's someone that has a higher folk style wrestling IQ than Logan Stieber. Just like, I think him and Taylor and Dake were like the greatest top wrestlers in this era. And man, he just on his feet, he knew how to take control of a match. And I don't know. I wouldn't pick anyone against the Stieber. And I think of the results with Cody Brewer and AJ Shop that year, where he controlled Shop and he controlled Brewer, who were totally different wrestlers. Brewer was great on his feet. Shop was great on top. He took it he went to their game and then beat him there. So, man, I don't know. It's Stieber. He just beat it. He was just so good in every position.
Hey, what was Stieber's Big Ten run like that year? Anybody know?
I'll find it real quick.
I know you wrestled the Ramos.
All right.
2013. It was in overtime too.
Yep.
All right, so Jack's looking it up.
Yep.
Earl, we left you in this position.
All right, so I have to go back to when Tony Ramos was on with us a couple weeks ago, and he said just how wrestling Logan, especially that first time, was something you really couldn't prepare for, and his strength and the things that he did on top. And he compared him to Anaconda, where he said, you move more, then you're in more trouble. So I think just in a one-off match like this, he's a hard guy to prepare for. I liked what Jack said about beating Tekken, the guy who's great on his feet, and then the guy who's a good mat wrestler too. So give me Logan in a one-off.
His Big Ten run was he pinned Rossi Bruno in a minute and a half. He pinned Jordan Conway in a minute and a half, and then he beat Tony Ramos in overtime.
Yeah. All right. Well, 2013, 2018 trading blows. What were you saying, Seth?
I said we tried.
We did try.
We tried.
And I was really excited to come on here and make that pick, man, because it was 100% my opinion, and I still believe it, and I will die on that sword.
Let's go.
But 141 pounds, we're going to move down and see Kendrick Maple of Oklahoma take on Yanni Diakmahalis of Cornell. So let's get it started. And Kendrick Maple for us, Earl.
Kendrick Maple was a junior this year. He was the 2 seed. He went 31-0. He beats Mark Ballweg in the quarters 12-3. Oogie from the Citadel 4-0 in the semis. And Mitch Port 4-3 in the finals. That's Kendrick Maple right there.
Awesome. On the other end, Seth, tell us Yanni Diakmahalis in 2018.
So this is also another unbelievable freshman here. He won. This is obviously his first championship, and he dropped one match during the season to Ironman. He avenged that loss at NCAAs, and he just found a way to win. Dude blew out his ACL, kept wrestling, and just kept pulling out matches that, that even 1-point matches, overtime matches, and found a way to win.
All right. I mean, it's got to be Yanni, right? It's got to be Yanni for me at least. It's just kind of another situation where we talked about with Seth just kind of finds a way to win through whatever means necessary. I really think that he finds a way. So I'm going to go Yanni. But I'm interested in hearing other people's opinions. So what's
your take on Meredith versus Maple? Bryce Meredith.
I think Maple dominates him.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent match, actually. Bryce was a really good folk style wrestler. He hasn't done quite as well on the freestyle circuit yet, but he was freaking good, man. I think he was one of the best and everyone that we didn't include in that bracket. But
yeah, dude, I totally forgot him. I totally like everyone was like, "Why isn't Bryce Meredith in this?" I was like, honestly, I just skipped over his name.
Dude, I saw he might have commented on something or something at one point. I was like, "Oh, dude, how did we forget Bryce?"
Dude, everyone was like, "Where's Bryce Meredith?" And I was like, "Man, I just forgot. Like, it's on me. It's on me." Because he definitely should have been in there, according to my like how I included people. Because he was a 3-time AA and 2-time finalist.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that like taints my memory of Maple is that when he bumped up the next year after he got married and was kind of out of it, and he got like 7th, I think. But like when he was at 41, he was so dominant. He was huge for the weight, gigantic, and just so like really was dominant. I don't know. And then I would say
was he dominant that year? I mean, he won 4-0 in the semis and 4-3 in the finals. I don't know the rest of his stats that year though very well, so he could have been.
He was like 30-something-0, right? With
31-0.
31-0.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was the Hodge runner-up here.
I think Oliver may have been. I'm not sure.
19 bonus point matches out of 31.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
60%.
Does Yanni have the knee injury? Jacob, what's the ruling on that?
Why are y'all looking at me?
You're the boss.
You're the boss.
Do we just take like the overall 2018 Yanni, or are we taking NCAA form Yanni?
Dude, I don't know. I mean,
just personally, I've always been thinking of their NCAA finals match. That for me, just because I don't know,
yeah,
that's how my mind is working, and I've got my photos pulled up, and I'm just like kind of remembering these matches just on that match alone. Maybe that's not the way to do it, but
yeah, I mean, I've kind of been taking like their whole year, their whole career up to that point, but I think you got to include it. I mean, I think you gotta include the knee.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on this, and I think it's Kendrick. I mean, it's incredibly difficult for me to, bet against Yanni in any situation, but with the knee, I don't think he falls into that cradle in the last couple seconds. And I think Maple at last show, I was really high on Kendrick Maple, and I still am. So I'm going Kendrick Maple. It's just weird to say.
I'm going to follow suit. I got Maple. I think that he's just, I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I just got this feeling of it, just like remembering that year and just remembering.
So how do you see the match going?
How do you see the match going? And then I'll say where I think it's different.
I don't know. I think that Yanni's counter offense would work on Kendrick Maple. He gets in on his stuff, and I don't know. I think his counter offense wins him this match here. I think that Yanni is just one of the most intelligent wrestlers that we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And he forces people into the positions where he knows he's going to score points, and he does it when he needs to. And you've seen that time and time again throughout his career in high school and his freshman year. And I mean, he's going to have a game plan going into the match, and he's going to execute it. And I don't know. he beats him. I think he's a better wrestler than Kendrick Maple on the mat, and I think his counter offense gets him the takedown he needs to win.
Yeah, I don't think that this match is determined on the mat for sure. I think it's definitely gonna be up to their neutral game. But with the knee injury, I just 31-0, just absolutely dominant year for Maple. I just got to go Maple.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I have a really hard time ever picking against Yanni in folk style. I mean, the dude only has one loss.
He's a freaking winner. He's a freaking winner. This is the first time I've chosen against him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Earl, we did it to you again.
Oh, you
sorry,
did it to me again. Man. All right. Well, yeah, I don't think I've picked against Yanni at all. I think, again, it'll come down to them on their feet. I could see Maple getting one takedown, but I just don't see him getting two. And, you know, Yanni's counter offense. Yeah, you're going to have to score more than one takedown to beat Yanni. So I think he figures a way to get the win. So Yanni by decision.
Right. Yanni by decision. Awesome. So, man, again, this duel is just going back and forth. So that's going to take it to 9-6 for 2018. 9-6. So we're going to keep moving on. And, dude, this next one is insane. 149 pounds. Jordan Oliver of Oklahoma State versus Zane Rutherford of Penn State. So let's kick it off. Seth, tell us about Zane.
I mean, one of the greatest college wrestlers, just unbelievably dominant throughout his career. He with the Hodge Trophy winner. He's got everything as far as college wrestling goes. One of the best top wrestlers, throws the leg in, pins guys. But yeah, I mean, we all know who Zane is. 3-time champ. And then was it 3rd or 4th his freshman year? 4th,
Fifth.
right?
5th.
My bad. So losing, he beat Stieber as a freshman, and then he ends up losing to him at NCAAs. And did he lose to Port as well? Was that it?
Yeah, Mitchell Port.
Yep. So that's Rutherford.
All right, and then on the other end of things, Jordan Oliver. Earl, what you got?
All right, senior year, Jordan Oliver. He was the 1 seed here, 4-time All-American, 2-time champion, going 4-1-2-1. He beats Jake Soufflone 11-1 in the quarters, Steve Santos 4-3 in the semis. Actually, I think it's 14-3. And then Jason Chamberlain 3-2 in the finals. He finished his career with the highest bonus point percentage in Oklahoma State history with 77 and had 54 pins.
Man.
This might be the hardest choice for me out of any of these matches.
Yeah, for sure.
Wowzers.
Definitely. I mean, this one's a war. Before I just pick somebody at random, is there anybody that has already made their decision? I don't want to throw you out there if you don't know, because this one's tough.
Dude, I mean, right away I was thinking, it's Zane. It's Zane. Zane's not losing in folk style. It's just what Zane does. He wins in folk style. But then I started thinking about it more and more, and it's so wrong for me to do this, but I'm like, if I was to say this match right now, if this match were to happen right now, I'd be like, it's J.O. It's J.O. He's going to win. He looks so good at the trials or the nationals. I mean, he's on another level right now. So I'm back and forth, but that's where my mindset is right now.
I'd say my only thing.
I could be swayed.
Yeah. I'd say I'd go with Zane all day if we were just looking at stats, but the one thing you got to take into account is Zane's competition wasn't that
great.
Unbelievable. He didn't have anybody that he was beating every year that was dang. It was Ronnie Perry, he's all right, and then Brandon Sorensen, who was solid throughout his career. There was never that guy that he was dang, Zane put a beating on this guy, and it was shocking. It was there's a lot of decent dudes that he put beatdowns on, but none super good. So that's what's stopping me from going Zane hands down. I might be tiny bit favoring Zane, just going strictly. Zane's a little bit better of a mat wrestler.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll jump in and I'm gonna throw it down and start this one off fun again. I'm picking Jordan Oliver, and the reason that I'm picking Jordan Oliver for this one is because of I just think it's the matchup. I think that when you think back about Zane's obvious historic career, in my mind, he's either one or two in Penn State's, best of all time. And I think he's up there in a list of, however many best of all time. But when I think of how great Zane was, I think of his top game, right? He was incredible on top, just brutal, would break people's faces off, turning them over and then pinning them. But obviously he was great on his feet, but I think on the feet, I'm going to give the nod to Jordan Oliver. I think he was just a little bit better on the feet. I think he'd be able to win the takedown battle. And I also don't see Zane putting on that same ride on Jo. Right. And so I think that Jo wins on the feet. And I think Zane's superpowers are kind of neutralized with the mat game. I don't really see them being on the mat a whole lot. So I'm going to go Jo.
I think we got collusion.
Earl, what you got?
I said we got collusion here. Where does Jo train?
UNC, a mile from my house, baby.
Y'all neighbors or something? Or something?
When I go on a run, I run right by the UNC wrestling room. You can see inside the windows. So I know Jo's been training, and I know that he's ready for this match.
All right, I'm going Zane, and I'm going Zane because I see it. They've wrestled a lot. I think in first time around, they're going folk style. I see it going into overtime, and I think that Zane's pace wins this match for him. I don't think Jo has the pace to keep it a 7-minute match and then go into overtime and beat Zane. So I got Zane.
All right.
Give me Jo. I like the feet game. I think that I just don't see him getting ridden out in a national finals match. I think that Jo can go get a couple takedowns. I don't see anyone really stopping him on his feet when he wants to go get it. So give me Jo.
That's what I'm saying, my man. It wins the battle on the feet. All right. Are we making Earl go last yet again, or what are we doing here?
Earl, if you want to go.
Okay. I mean, it's funny because I actually picked against Jo when we did 2004 with Jesse Jansen. I do think Jo is more diverse on his feet with his attacks. He had a great double leg and the little shuck by thing he did to beat Chamberlain. All that considered, I think Zane is one of the best folk style wrestlers, collegiate wrestlers we've seen in the last 20 years. So all that aside, I can't pick against him. So I don't know. It may not make sense in my head picking Zane as far as the stylistic matchup, but I got to go with him.
All right. Tony,
where are we at?
Where are we at? We're 2-2 on this one. So you're breaking the tie. So right. You get to single-handedly decide if Jordan Oliver or Zane Rutherford wins this match.
This is considered an upset, but Jordan Oliver actually wins this match in overtime.
Let's go.
There we go.
In overtime.
Yeah. Jo takes it.
This is brutal. This duel is so loaded from top to bottom.
All right.
Oh, it's so exciting. I wish that we could have seen this.
Oh, yeah. This would be insane. But Jo takes the win over Zane Rutherford, and I did not see that one coming, but I'm so happy that it did. I really do think just stylistically that's the only reason for me, right? But 157 pounds, Derek St. John of Iowa versus Jason Nolf of Penn State. Might not be as much division here for us, but we'll see. Who knows? So, Earl, start us off. Derek St. John.
This is junior year, Derek St. John. He was the 2 seed this year, 3-time All-American at this point, going 4-2-1. Finished 31-2 on the year. He beats Josh Demas in the quarters 4-0, Alex Dieringer in the semis 3-2 in tiebreakers, and then Jason Welsh 3-2 in the finals.
All right. On the other end, Jason Nolf. Seth, fill us in.
So this is Jason Nolf's junior year. He was toe-to-toe the Hodge race all year with Zane Rutherford, and then he gets injured, has some knee issues, sits out a little bit of the year, defaults out of Big Tens, but then shows up to Nationals looking like nothing was wrong with him and just dominates guys. He gets a tech fall, 6-1, 6-2. Tech falls Micah Jordan in the semis, and then beats Hidley 6-2 in the finals. So that's Jason Nolf 2018.
All right. Earl, I'll let you go first this time. How about that?
All right. Yeah, I got to go Nolf. Just, too many ways to score on his feet. St. John we've mentioned his toughness. I think every time we talked about him, underrated guy, but I just don't see him being able to slow down Nolf. I don't see a major, but I do see decisive Nolf win.
All right. Jack, what do you got?
Oh, I got Nolf. For sure. I think that Kemmerer is better than St. John. I think that Micah Jordan might have a shot at beating St. John. I think that he went through guys that are better than St. John in this year. I know that Tony Ramos said that he's an underrated guy, and I definitely underrate him. But I don't know. I just think it's Nolf.
I mean, it's Derek St. John. He loses to Kyle Dake and David Taylor in 2 other of his runs. So I think he was a guy that could have been a 3-timer in different weight classes. But I got to go Jason Nolf. He thinks he does. He thinks he can make up his creativity and I don't know, the things he does on the mat are crazy, and he finds a way to win, dominate guys, really.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to pick Nolf as well for reasons all listed above. And, the only thing left to say is that I don't think it's a major. I think a lot of Nolf's wins are going to be majors, are going to be bonus points. But just that gritty, rough and tough style St. John had, man, I don't see him. I don't see Nolf outscoring him by 8 or more points. So Nolf by decision. Tony.
Same.
All right. So Nolf by decision here, and we have yet to have any bonus point wins. That's probably good since it's the finals. But we're going to have a score of 9-12 now. So 9-12 is going to lead us into the 165-pound matchup, which is going to feature Kyle Dake versus Vincenzo Joseph. Seth, start us off with Vincenzo.
Vincenzo Joseph, we all know this guy. Somehow finds a way to lose at Big Tens and then turns it on when he needs to turn it on and gets the job done at Nationals. This year he beat. Is this the year he pinned Aymar? I believe.
No, I
think this is the second time.
Yeah,
it's his second year. He beat Aymar in the final 6-1 this year and beat David McFadden, Isaiah White. So 2 sudden victory wins back to back, but finds a way to win and then gets it done in the dominating fashion in the finals.
All right, Earl, Kyle Dake.
All right, this is senior year Kyle Dake, Hodge Trophy winner, 4th championship at 4 different weights. His run to the finals is major over Nick Solzer, 13-0 in the quarters. Tyler Caldwell, 2-0 in the semis. David Taylor, 5-4 in the finals, and finished his career on a 79-match winning streak.
Awesome. All right. Man, where do we see this one going? Tony, what you got?
I'll go. Vincenzo Joseph makes a big mistake. He tries to take Dake upstairs. I've got Dake by fall.
Oh, Chenzo's too on at nationals. I think he puts Dake doesn't put up big points, and Chenzo turns it on at NCAAs. Dake wins for sure, but not by fall. Close match.
I love the boldness. I can see it going that way too, Tony. I can definitely see it.
Like, well, and they fall to their side, so for a second it's 50-50, and like with Eimar, and then Dake just hips.
I don't even know if has Dake ever pinned anyone at the NCAA tournament?
Well, has anybody been foolish enough to go upstairs with him?
Eimar was once.
No, with Dake.
No, with Dake.
Yeah, a freestyle match.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one hurt.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it ever really 50-50 with Dake in a situation like that? I'm definitely on board with Cal Dake winning this match. I'm gonna go major. Maybe
Dake ain't getting a major. It's more likely he gets a pin than a major, dude.
I agree with that.
Hey, you have a vote. You have a vote. Okay.
I used it.
All right. Everybody has an equal vote here. All right. And may I remind you, I'm the only one in this crowd that voted for you earlier. So
hey, that has nothing to do with this matchup.
I'm gonna stick beside it. I got Dake. I got him. I got a major decision. I'm gonna go really, really tight, but 8-point win, major decision.
You think he puts him on his back a couple times?
That's why. See, I agree with Tony. I don't see the fall happening.
I see.
Although it could definitely happen. But I definitely see there being at least one situation where they get into an upper body situation. And I think Dake wins that. I think he gets, depending on what we're talking, 5 or 6 points out of that situation. And then I don't see, from there, a 3 or 4 point gap being too crazy. So, I'm going to go major decision for Dake.
I think Jacob's just worried this might go into overtime and is trying to throw some bonus points out there.
I'm not worried about that at all. That gives me more wrestling to talk about, man. All right. Well, what's everybody else got? Earl, what you got?
Yeah, I do think Vincenzo's, he's going to go for it. He's going to try to make something happen. You're not going to be able to catch Kyle Dake like that. I think maybe it's a scenario where they kind of roll through their back, but I don't think he puts him on his back. Dake comes out on top. He rides him for the rest of the period. 4 or 5 point win for Kyle Dake.
So Marinelli has held Vincenzo Joseph on his back on multiple occasions. You're telling me Dake can't?
No, just
multiple. That was one occasion, wasn't it?
No, more than
one. Next time Vincenzo did it to him.
Man, once. I don't know. I don't see it getting there, to be honest. I just see Dake controlling the match. It was 4-0, 5-0 win. I'm on board with Earl. I think that's exactly how it's going to go. I think every period is dominated by Dake. Dake win by decision.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying, though, right there. As you said, it was like a 4 or 5 point win, right? And so take that 4 or 5 point win and then add in one big throw or big moment where they go upper body, right? That's where I got, right? I'm not saying Dake picks him apart for 7 minutes and just annihilates him. I'm saying same as you, except at some point Vincenzo tries to go for it.
I could see it, but I'm going to say, take the safe bet here and say that it's a 4-0, 5-0 win.
I would say more often than not that Vincenzo's got, such body awareness that he's not going to get caught on his back. He was by Marinelli, but I think generally he's not going to in that situation. So he gives a takedown.
Also, you got to look at Kyle Dake is the greatest game planner out there, and he's not going to even probably put himself in a position to go upper body with.
It's not going to get there. Yeah, it's not going to get there.
Yeah. You think
he's
scared
too
of him,
smart
though?
for that? He's not scared, but he knows that he doesn't need to go there.
Well, yeah, why would he do it?
That's the only way. That's the only possible way Vincenzo wins. So why put yourself in a position to lose? Like you saw him game plan for Alex Derringer, right? And he executed. Derringer couldn't get to any of his stuff. and he kind of picked him apart. I mean, he game planned for this. He's not going to go up.
And that was like a 3-0 win, 3-1 win. It wasn't like a dominating score, but it was like, yeah, Dake pretty much dominated.
I'm not saying scared. That was the wrong choice of words, but like I think that's a different situation too, because with Daringer, like you don't want to let him get to that elbow control position because he's so good at that position, and that's not generally like it's kind of a one-sided position. If he can get there, I feel like he has a healthy chance to score. Whereas I think that you're 100% right. He definitely would game plan for maybe not getting in those positions with Vincenzo. But I think if they get in that position, Dake's probably still comfortable knowing that he's going to win that position. You know what I mean?
I mean, I agree. He's probably comfortable, but he's going to take him down another way. He's going to avoid it, and he's going to win a close one like he does in all his big-time matches. He's not going out there to look to dominate guys hardly ever.
Yeah.
In those big matches.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. The pin was by accident. It just happened. I wasn't looking for it. It just happened.
It just happened. That's yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's great. That's like when Askren was talking on FRL, was like, yeah, he got cradled, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
He got pinned. Yeah. He got thrown. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all right, so that's going to tie it up yet again. 12-12. We are getting really dangerously close to having that tie matchup. But 12-12
runner-ups.
Yeah.
So we got Sam on hold.
Somebody might have to start looking. Yeah. If you get a second, but 174 pounds, Chris Perry of Oklahoma State versus Zahid Valencia of Arizona State. Seth, fill us in. Zahid Valencia.
So this is Zahid's first title. He lost the year before to Mark Hall, and then he just came on a complete tear this year. I don't think we've ever seen a more dominant Zahid. He was on fire. Hodge runner-up this year, and yeah, he just dominated Mark in the finals. I don't think that Mark has ever been beat that bad the rest of his career. So I think this is one of the best versions of Zahid that we've seen in college.
All right. On the other end, Earl, Chris Perry.
All right, this is junior year Chris Perry. He was the 1 seed at this point. He's a 2-time All-American, 3rd and 1st. Finished the year 36-2. He beats Nick Heflin 3-2 in tiebreakers in the quarters. Robert Kokesh 4-2 in sudden victory in the semis, and Matt Brown 2-1 in tiebreakers in the finals.
All right. Sorry, I'm smiling because I see our man Sam Herring in the group chat giving Tony crap for that pin.
No, he wasn't giving me crap. He said it was a bold move.
That's a polite way of giving you crap. But he also put in there earlier. He gave me crap, or told me it was a bold move, or whatever we want to say. He said that.
I'm here for tiebreakers.
No, he texted me and said, "You made fun of me for picking Seth over Nashon," with like the hand face. Different matchup, bro. Different matchup. I stand by everything I said, and I thoroughly believe it still. But
all right, let me start us off here. Zahid all day, dominating. I think he handles this match. I don't want to say major, but I think he handles Perry. He was on fire this year, and I see Mark Hall beating Chris Perry pretty decently. So I think Zahid puts it on him.
Yeah, I'm going to go Zahid as well. I think that his feet game is just too much for Chris Perry. Although if Chris Perry can get on top, it might equalize the match. You know, you never know. Good top wrestling can do that, especially in folk style. Honestly, freestyle too, if you can get there. But yeah, Zahid's just too much.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. It's Zahid. I think that it's possible for this one to get into bonus territory, but I'm not going to pick it. I'm going to say Zahid. Yeah, 4 or 5 point win.
Because we want overtime.
I'm not against it. But
I found a few good ones.
That's good. Keep them in mind.
Because 33.
Yeah.
Earl?
25 is legit too.
Yeah, I like what Seth said. I like this version of Zahid more so than the next year. Dominant on his feet. I don't know that anybody's ever majored Chris Perry, so I can't say that, but Zahid by 2 takedowns.
All right. So Zahid's going to take this win and extend the 2018 lead to 15-12. And we're going to head into our final match and see what happens here. We're going to have Ed Ruth of Penn State versus Bo Nickel, also of Penn State. Spicy matchup here, and I'm ready to get into it. So let's start off with our boy Bo. We did you guys see the pictures of him playing spike ball on Fight Island with Mastival?
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm excited to see him fight. He's gonna kick the crap out of someone.
I cannot wait, man. This is gonna be awesome. Him and
some of the stuff that he's gonna do is just gonna be absurd, like he does in wrestling. Just go for everything. It's gonna be really fun to watch him because he's just so loose, and it's gonna be cool to see a fighter like that. I don't think that there's anyone really like that right now.
Yeah, I'm just interested in seeing the hand game, right? How is he doing with boxing and striking? I'm really interested to see how that goes. But all right, so Earl, start us off. Ed Ruth, let's go first.
All right, Ed Ruth, this is his junior year, his second of 3 titles. He was third as a freshman, went 33-0, was a top seed this year. In the quarters, he majors Josh Einen of Nebraska 11-1. Semis, he beats the returning NCAA champ Steve Bozak 4-1. And then in the finals, he majors Robert Hamlin 12-4.
All right. So
we got Bo Nickel. This is Bo Nickel's junior year as well. This is his second title. He was finalist his freshman year, losing to Miles Martin for the first time after beating him about 5 times that year, something like that. Beats Gabe Dean and then gets revenge on Miles Martin, pins him. One of the crazy matches that most people think about when they think of Bo Nickel.
Yep. All right. I'm going to start.
I was just going to say these two have very, very similar results up to this point in their career. It's kind of crazy.
I think as the host, Jacob should go last. Anybody else agree?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's trying to see. He's going to. I'll go first.
That's fine. I already have my mind made up, so you can do whatever. You can say whatever you want. But let's go ahead. So who wants to go first then? No one.
I'll go first.
Tony, you got it.
I've got Ed Ruth on this. I think that it goes the full match. So, I'm kind of eliminating the the throw that he hit on Miles Martin. So I'm thinking full match, couple takedowns. So I think that, Bo he's trailing, he gets a little bit more desperate. And so I've got Ed Ruth by 3 points on this.
All right. Earl, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm going with Ed Ruth as well. I don't. He's just he's a guy I picked against. I picked Greg Jones against him, recently, and I didn't think there'd be any 84-pounders I would pick over him, but I don't know. He's just one of a kind. Got to go with him.
All right, Seth, what you got?
And I'm stuck right now. I see this match wrestling. I think somehow, some way it ends in a pin. These two both just unreal pinning potential. Bo Nickel can pin you from any position. Ed Ruth's got a few positions he's real good at if he gets on top. Oh, man. I'm going to go with Bo in a really close one. I don't know. I think I'm going back and forth in my head right now as I say that. So I'm going to go with Bo just to make it little bit closer here.
Yeah. All right. Jack.
I don't know.
That's exactly what I'm thinking right now.
I think it ends like if they wrestled 1,000 times, no match would end the same way. It would start differently, it would end differently, and I think it's pretty even, like both ways. So just for,
it's okay. You can leave it to me if you want.
I don't really want to though. I want it to go to overtime. I'm going Ed Ruth. I'm sorry, Jacob. I'm not leaving it to you.
All right. Well, that's fine because I'm also going Ed Ruth.
Okay.
Definitely going Ed Ruth. And the reasoning behind this, like we can sit here and talk about anything. Like there's so many different angles to hit this from. So when I thought back, I was like, okay, what's like some kind of common ground or somewhere that I can make this easier for me to think of. And I thought David Taylor. Okay. I was thinking if David Taylor, what's up?
I'm a button right there. If you're going to go common ground, you go Gabe Dean.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Gabe
that's
Dean
fine.
beat Ruth. Bo Nickel never lost to Gabe Dean.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm also listen.
Yeah, throw some hypothetical David Taylor stuff in there, dude.
Linda. All right. I'm going Ed Ruth, and I was thinking about David Taylor, and obviously we never saw these guys wrestle in a real match, right? They're all on the same team. But when I think David Taylor versus Bo Nickel, I think it's David Taylor, right? And I'm not saying it's a blowout or anything, but I don't think that it's a decision for me. I think David Taylor beats Bo Nickel. And then on the other end, when we had DT on the show, he told us that Ed beat up on him in practice. Like he was like, yeah, he beat up on me. Like he got the better of me pretty much every single time. And so
but their one real match, David Taylor tagged him.
Yeah, but I think that was like the same year that Ramos was saying that he just like was over it.
Yeah. It's not the same guy.
You're throwing some hypothetical match. The only real common one is Gabe Dean here, and
no, I agree. But Ed Ruth also did beat Gabe Dean. Yeah, he got beat once. But we only saw Bo Nickel and Gabe Dean wrestle once.
Yeah, the first time they wrestled, Bo won. The first time the other two wrestled, Gabe won.
Gabe won once. And they wrestled, what, 3 times?
2 times.
2. I think 2.
2? Okay, well, let's see him run it back. See him run it again. But, yeah, it's not going to change my opinion. I got Ed Ruth. And we're tied. Awesome. So
I really hope you guys just picked that for the tie because that should have been a lot closer.
I don't know. I mean, Ed was the kind of guy. You guys remember this? Like, I don't know if we even saw his full potential all the time, right? Like, he just had gears that he could go into. He was such a phenomenal wrestler that, he would make it look easy, right? And if he ever got in trouble, he'd just turn up the pace a little bit, or just whatever, go to 11. He's just amazing wrestler. I don't know. I think it's closer than maybe you were making it out to be.
By the way, y'all, again, giving me crap for something, and I'm right. Our man Sam Herring just chimed in, and they wrestled 3 times, and Ed pinned Gabe the first time. So, pat myself on the back.
Was that his true freshman year?
I don't know. It happened though. It happened. That's all that matters. But
tiebreaker time.
Tiebreaker time. So hopefully one of you guys.
133.
I think it comes down to 2 real matches that we want, maybe 3. 25, it's Nico Megaludis versus Nick Suriano. 33, it's Ramos versus Micic. And 65, it's David Taylor versus Aymar.
Oh, how about this? It's the finals. We do all 3. Can't be a tie with 3 matches.
I'm down.
Down?
Down?
All right, let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna try to put these names up here so we can actually see them. But let's go ahead and get started at 125. 125. Who did you say those matchups were again, Zach or Jack? Wow.
Unbelievable. Nico Megaludis versus Nick Suriano. So Nick Suriano is sophomore at this point.
Yeah.
Because he got injured. He got injured the year before, and then he transferred to Rutgers. So, yep. Nikki push-ups.
There we go. All right. So we got Nick Suriano, Nico Megaludis. I think we kind of know that these guys. We know these guys' stats, and I mean, are you guys cool with doing this? Like up to this point, we've been kind of doing like Jesse Delgado up to 2013, Stieber up to 2013. You guys just want to talk these dudes like overall college career?
Yeah, just peaks. Yeah. Suriano versus peak Megaludis.
Cool. Yeah, I think that'd be cool to do. So Suriano, Megaludis. What are we thinking? The Wizard of Tom up there. What you got?
What, as far as how the match is going to break down?
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Tell us.
Yeah, man.
It's very opposite.
This is kind of a weird matchup. You know, you got the physicality and Suriano, Megaludis. He was kind of solid in all positions. Great flexibility on defense. And I think Megaludis. Well, I was going to say I think Megaludis is probably more consistent, but Suriano, he never really had any off days either. So my instinct is go Megaludis. I think he'd find a way to win, but I'm kind of like 51-49 on that.
Yeah.
Here's how it goes. So I'm with Earl. It's a super close match. And right at the end, in a scramble, there's a penalty point against Nick Suriano for singlet grab, and that's how the match ends.
So
I disagree.
You're evening out the universe.
Yeah, I'm getting
Karma.
ready to jump in here.
Suriano never gets penalty points against him.
I've got 15 photos. I'm looking at one right. I've got 15 photos of him grabbing singlets. I got one of him grabbing Spencer Lee's singlet right now pulled up.
No, he does that.
Oh, yeah.
I've got scars. I've got scars on my body from wrestling Nick Suriano. I only wrestled him twice, just like him scratching me. And then when I wrestle him, it's like he's like slippery. It's like you put on freaking the lotion. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Suriano never gets penalty points called against him though. Suriano's gonna win this match. No, he's gonna win it. It's gonna be a 1-point match. I don't think that Nico can score on him. To be honest, I think it's Suriano.
Right. Nico beat Gilman in 16, right? So we're taking the best of their career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just a reminder there.
Suriano beat Fix.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I'm gonna go Suriano too. Big Nico fan, but I don't see him scoring on Nick. So
yeah, I got Suriano all day in this one. I think he handles the match. I think 5-2, 6-2 victory. I think if you look at overall career, I think Suriano found a way to win in one of the toughest weight classes of all time. And then we look at freestyle circuit. I think that the guys Nico Megaludis struggled with were the explosive guys who could finish quick and were strong. And I think that's what Suriano would present to them or present to Megaludis. I think he beats him pretty good. I just can't. I wrestled Suriano one time, and this dude doesn't get out of position like ever.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a position where Megaludis scores. If Suriano's taking a shot, he takes he chooses his times to shoot. And I don't know. I think that if he does, he's going to get a quick takedown. And so I got Suriano.
All right. Yeah. So I guess we got Suriano winning this one, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
let's jump to David Taylor Martinez. I think that one's a little more easier decision. I need some time to think of this Ramos Michik one.
Seriously?
I'm cool with that.
I think I know who I'm picking in that 30. You're big on Michik, though.
I am, dude. I think he's one of the most underrated guys, like year in and year out. I think healthy, he would have won 2019 bracket at 133.
Yeah. All right. So I put a point down there for 2018. Just to clarify, these are the extra like tiebreaker matchups. So I know math. I'm a math teacher. I know that 3 points would be 18, but we're just going to go 1 point for these tiebreaker matches. But yeah, well, I agree. Let's skip to 165 because I think it's maybe a little bit more clear cut than 133, no matter what you're thinking about 33.
This is peak guys too.
Yeah. Earl, so we're skipping to 165. We're going to come back to 133. So 165, David Taylor versus Isaiah Martinez. I guess I'll kind of roll through it real quick. At this point, this is David Taylor's junior year. He, to this point, has been in the finals all 3 years, won a national title via Tech Fall and a Hodge Trophy his sophomore year. And then on the other end, Isaiah Martinez, this is his senior year, finals all 4 years, won 2 of them and lost 2 of them. So he did have a win over Jason Nolf in one of those finals. But yeah, that's these two dudes.
I got David Taylor all day in this matchup. I think that, I don't know, too many ways to score versus what Martinez got. I think he's explosive. I think he's solid, but I think David Taylor's just got too much.
Yeah, I'll agree. Isaiah Martinez obviously has a lot, but when you think of him, you really think of that underhook game. I hate using the like phrase one trick pony because he's definitely not, but like that's definitely his bread and butter, right? Whereas I just feel like David's just so much more dynamic and score from so many different positions, and I just think he has way more avenues to score, and I think it's a controlled match. So I think David Taylor wins by 5 points. Tony, what you got?
Yeah, I've got Taylor by just a regular victory. I think if they were to go 10 times, I think that Imar probably gets him 2 or 3 times out of 10. But so I've got, I think they scrap, but clearly they do. But I've got David in this one.
All right, Jack.
I'm just trying to think of like peak Imar, like would it be his freshman year where he like majored Real Budo in the finals and went through James Green, or is it when he beat Nolf in the finals?
I think it's freshman Imar, in my opinion.
Yeah,
freshman Imar.
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless of his peak, David Taylor's peak was a lot higher.
It's just hard I feel like it's the same thing with like Zane, like David Taylor's best wins. They're not as good as Imar's best wins in folk style. I think this match is very close. I'm going to lean Taylor just because 2-time Hodge, and I think that it would hurt my wrestling integrity to pick Imar, I think, here. But I think it's very close. I think Imar has a legit shot of winning this match. Just due to I think his wins are better. I think he beat better guys.
All right. Earl, what you got?
Yeah, I've got to go with Taylor. I do think that Imar has the better weight classes, the better wins. I just think Taylor would probably find a way to stay out of Imar's best positions and, has too many avenues to score. So, I think it's close. I think it's maybe 2-point match, but Dave Taylor.
All right. Yet again, tied. It's not going to end tied, though. We have one more match. It's got to go one way or the other. This is not soccer. We do not accept ties. And so this is easily the best duel we've had. Like
that's it. We're done. Tie.
Out of any project we have done, easily the best duel. We're going to end it off with Tony Ramos versus Stefan Michik. Let's start it off. And Seth, do you want to say anything about Michik? And then I don't know if anybody has strong feelings about Tony the other way. We can do that.
Yeah, I think Michik is one of the most underrated dudes to go through here. I think 2019, if he doesn't get his knee hurt, he still found a way to get third place that year, fourth place on his bad knee. And you could tell it was really bothering him in that match. He was one of the only dudes to take Suriano down multiple times in the match earlier in that year. He dominated Sebastian Rivera. He's beat the guy that ended up winning the world championships in 2019. And I think he's an Olympian already. I think that he's super underrated. And I'm going to go with Mitchik in this matchup.
Awesome. Is anybody leaning Tony heavily that wants to say a little bit about him? No? All right.
I mean, I'll say something, about him. This being his junior year, Big Ten NCAA runner-up, wins the title next year, was third in 2012. But as far as the match goes, I agree with a lot of what Seth said. And, I think, heck, we may not even seen Micić's peak in college yet, but I've got to give it to him here, a little better on the feet.
Yeah. All right. Jack, what are you thinking?
I don't know. Micić is really good from an elbow ties. I think that would be just such an interesting style matchup because Tony's so in your face and heavy hands. I don't know. It seemed like Stéphane, it seemed like Seth was in Stéphane's head.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something about that. I think that a huge reason, and that I was able to do that in the finals, is we actually wrestled that year at the All-Star Classic, and I think Stéphane was really, really out of shape in that match. I think he was out of shape. I ended up riding him that match, getting really close to turns, and I think he ended up getting tired, took him down in the third, and I think that honestly played a big factor into our match later in the year where he was just super worried about those turns that I almost got on him, and he was just so focused on that I don't think he wrestled his best match when we wrestled.
Yeah, it just makes me think, how is his mental strength going into the match with Ramos, who's all about the mental warfare, Mm-hmm. So I think that, from the mental game, I've got Ramos. But technically speaking, it's Micić, so heck, I'll go Micić. I think the technique of him will take over. When I think of Ramos, I kind of think of in your face like Sebastian, and Micić has wrestled Sebastian and handled him. I think Ramos is a better version, probably, maybe. Especially the year they wrestled. But if Micić's mind is right, I think he wins this match.
All right.
If that's fair.
Yeah, for sure. Tony, what are you thinking?
I agree with that. I can't speak to his mental game against Seth, but I don't think the stare down affects him, Micić. I don't think he's going to crumble there. I think he's way tougher than a lot of people realize, mentally. He's a scrapper. I could see him actually going MMA too. His family, his dad's pretty tough. I like Micić here, unless Ramos gets that cow catcher kind of thing that he almost got that on Stieber in the finals. I don't know if people remember. I know he had the cradle and all that, but he came really close to getting that. I don't know what people call it, right? I mean, everybody kind of has a different name for it. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's
cow catcher.
Cow catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unless you fall into that, or unless he falls into that, then yeah.
I will say one more thing about Ramos or Micić. That same year, that was the Vegas year, and Pletcher beat him in the semis, and then he wrestled DeSanto, and I think DeSanto either majored him or teched him, and that was another mind thing.
That actually speaks to Seth's point. That was horrible, and so I think he was not all there at the beginning of the year. I remember that very clearly. It was a disaster, and he didn't wrestle for a while after that. They had to get him right. They had to get him in shape.
I think they even talked about that, just that he had trained all summer and then he took some time off, and he just honestly shouldn't have wrestled at that tournament, that they should have let him get some time to get back to, his top form.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So our man Sam Herring actually texted and wanted us to compare Tony with DeSanto, and not the all the crazy jazz, but I think what he's getting at is that kind of in your face, like hard hands, constant pressure kind of deal too.
Yeah. I mean, at NCAAs, obviously, Mitchell flipped the script and kind of handled DeSanto that time around.
Yeah,
majored him, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 13-2.
Yeah,
and then he beat him the next year when he was hurt.
Yeah,
that's what I mean about the fear. I don't think he falls into hype or fear, at all. I think he's scrapper, and so yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mičić also for everything you guys said. The real question here might be, is Tony DeSanto or Tony DeSanto? Wow. Does Tony Ramos,
head, dude.
does Tony Ramos go for the flying Kimura? Is the real question. If we're comparing
I think that's DeSanto's signature move. Only he can use it.
Dude, if there is a guy that I so badly want to see go to MMA, it really is him. I want to see. I'm not saying, I think he's gonna be great or whatever. I just want to see what happens.
I want to see him go to MMA, but not for the same reasons.
maybe see him get punched a few times.
Didn't say
but that's it, man. We all got Stefan. So Stefan takes the win, and that's going to give 2018 the win in our tournament. So, I don't know if Seth wants to have a victory speech acceptance of the trophy, but he has proven that, I guess, his lineup is the best in the last 16, at least from what we think.
Yeah. So. Although I didn't win my match today, our team, I cheered him on. I got him up for this one, and no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that was awesome. I think that this matchup, I think these matches, a lot of them could go either way on any given day. So I just think it'd be cool to, if it was possible to see something like this, it'd be unbelievable.
Yeah. No, it for sure would be. But I mean, that's what we got, guys. We are down to the end. We've finished this bracket, and 2018 stands alone at the top as the best NCAA champion lineup in the last 16 years, as far as we've seen. So we'd love to hear from you if you agree with us, if you think we're stupid, if whatever, let us know. And also, if you guys don't agree, you can always do this yourself. So I would love to hear other people's opinions and see what they got on some of these matchups. So, but it was fun, y'all. I had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to whatever the heck the next thing is that we do. I know we've got some ideas in the works, but we will be right back with some good stuff. So,
I'm leaving in a sec.
All right. Well, as Jack's getting run off the show, we'll go ahead and sign off. This is it from the HMA team, and we thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, man.
Later, everybody.
Yep.
See you.